Good morning. Out for a little walk today, probably going to do 4 miles. As you can see in the background, it's a cloudy summer day here in Oregon, and it's kind of a nice little respite from the sun. And I think the sun's supposed to break through a little bit later today, get up close to 80, but we'll see. So this morning, I was thinking about human fallibility. And you might ask, what the hell does that have to do with anything, right? The point is, none of us are perfect. And we tell ourselves that sometimes, right? But I don't really think we hold ourselves to that standard. We often hold ourselves to a much higher standard, and we hold others to higher standards than they're actually capable of reaching sometimes. And that doesn't mean we can't strive for perfection, right? I believe it was the famous football coach Lombardi who said something like, we will strive for perfection even though we won't attain it, but on the journey to perfection we will achieve greatness. And I'm totally butchering that quote, but that's kind of it in a nutshell. And I think that's something to keep in mind as we go through any weight loss journey, right? That we're going to stumble along the way. We're going to make mistakes. We're going to make bad choices. And we have to focus on learning from those things. Let's take a minute to talk a little bit about mistakes versus choices. Mistakes are things you didn't intend to do. Mistakes are not choices. So you don't eat a piece of cake and say, ooh, that was a mistake. No, that was a choice. You made a decision to do that. Sometimes choices can be unconscious, sometimes they can be conscious. But a mistake is something you didn't intend to do. You never intended to do it. While I'm on this walk at some point, in probably the 10,000 steps I'm going to take, I'm going to stumble, I'm going to trip, lose my balance, something. Hopefully not fall. But the point is, that's a mistake. When I'm shooting a video and I say the wrong word or I mispronounce something, that's a mistake. That's something I didn't intend to do. And we humans are fallible, right? We're going to continuously make those kind of errors. But we have to forgive ourselves for real mistakes, right? Because everyone makes them. And there's going to be times when you push yourself too hard, try to do things, try to speed the process up, and you make mistakes along the way. Maybe you're working out, you use bad form and you injure yourself. You didn't intend to do that. It's an error. Forgive yourself, recover, and move on. And then there's choices. And life is replete with risky choices that we make all the time. And we have to really engage that part of our brain that recognizes risk and risky choices. And knowing that, hey, that chocolate cake for anyone is a risky choice, right? I mean, sometimes you can validate it, and that's okay. But it can be a slippery slope for people that are obese or have had weight loss surgery or battle weight gain, that kind of thing. And if you choose to do it, you've got to live with that choice. So what do you do if you make a bad choice? Do you berate yourself? Do you feel guilty? Do you feel bad? Do you decide, that's it? Well, I made that choice, so screw the rest of it. I might as well eat 2 pieces of cake. No, You've got to recognize that we all drift. We all drift from the path that we want to walk sometimes. And we can come back from that drift by recognizing that, hey, not good choice. Let's do something different. Yeah, I know that's easier said than done, right? But if we're making kind of choices that are off the rails and we recognize that, as far as our food, our exercise choices, things like that, we can do some self-coaching for sure. But given our history, or at least my history, I didn't do a really great job of coaching myself in the past, so I'm not sure that it's going to be any better now. You need to turn to support, whether that's an online forum, whether that's a support group, whether that is a dietitian, physical therapist, your doctor. Get some coaching. Learn more about it. See, the thing is, when we make choices like that, we want to understand why. Why are we making that choice? Why are we taking or making choices that could defeat our process? We need to discover that. We need to dig into root cause. You may have heard of root cause analysis. It's one of the things I do as part of my job, so I guess that's why I'm talking about it. But you can do that on your own choices. It doesn't have to be, some formal event. You can break down your choices and really try to understand why. And if you can't do that on your own, for God's sake, reach out and get some help. It's very important. Because until we understand, or we or you or I understand the why we make the choices we make, especially the bad choices, we usually know why we make good choices, right? Because it feels good. Sometimes the bad choices can temporarily feel good, but they end up kind of turning bad, right? So investigating that, looking into those choices and why we drift from maybe the path we started on when we started a particular journey. Getting really motivated at first, but then falling back into those same old habits. How do we avoid that? How do we get around that? Those are the important things. Anyway, that's what's running through my head today. I hope you're making good choices. If you make some bad choices, don't beat yourself up. Dig into why you're making those choices. Seek some help. If you make a mistake, forgive yourself and move on. We all do it. Until next time, take care.